Holy are you, holy are you. There is no God but you. There is no God but you.
I don't normally make videos like this, but I really just wanted to take the time to say thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has been involved in the movement, everybody who's been supporting colleagues, everybody who's really been an ally and come out in support of everything that's happened over the last few weeks. So thank you, everybody who's posted on social media, everybody protesting in the streets in Hyde Park and around the world. Also, thank you to all of my colleagues who are lobbying behind the scenes, trying to influence the decision makers, the corporations who are putting out all of these statements. Thank you. I think most people have been feeling sad and depressed by what's been happening in the UK. I think there's been a lot of outrage because there's a shared sense of tiredness and exhaustiveness over all of the things that have been happening. All of the systemic things and all of the inequalities that have existed before. So it's great to see so many companies not just making statements, but making bold, authentic statements. So thank you to the execs at UBS, at Citibank, at American Express, the CEO there, and also thank you to Mark Mason at Citibank, who came out with a very authentic message really early on, and thank you to Jess Staley for his openness, and the CEO of Barclays for talking about how he wants to engage in the whole listening, and for admitting that actually there's a lot more than Barclays, as well as everyone else, can do to drive this forward more. But it's not just the execs, and not just the execs of color. I think all senior leadership need to be comfortable with this, even if it makes them feel uncomfortable. They need to be able to have these conversations with their colleagues. Now is really the time to adjust policies and procedure to help root out racism and reduce inequalities wherever that looks like, whatever that looks like, and wherever that might be. You know, with so few black leaders and so much overrepresentation in lower levels of junior levels by black colleagues, all of these things are the things that maintain the status quo, and all of these things are the reasons why people are upset and angry. So I'm thankful, and I want to say thank you. I'm thankful to all of the people championing and advocating, showing solidarity on social media, posting. I hope this translates into advocating for people in the workplace, helping people get promoted. People need to start looking at racism too as a health issue, with the stress that it causes, the mental health challenge, the emotional challenge that it causes. The impact of racism can be more than just, you know, on social media. It can be physical as well, with things like hypertension and other stress related items. So I hope as well that these firms take a mental health angle to this whole racism issue and begin to start tackling that and addressing that in a way that we all need to start looking at it. I think ultimately there are a few things that, you know, companies can do in order to start to address some of this, and one of those things that they can do is to hire more. So companies can really start to show their commitment by ensuring that their makeup, their employee makeup, is actually representative of the population, and representative of the people who are BAME in universities and graduating, representative of the grades that they're getting, where there tends to be an overrepresentation in the top grades, but doesn't translate to. So they can definitely do that in terms of their hiring. Companies can also do it in terms of their promotion. So if you hire people at junior levels, don't just keep them there and keep them stuck in these situations, but help them with the mobility, help them get promoted. If you have great representation of BAME at junior levels, but then you have no BAME people in your management or executive level, then there's a clear challenge there. So, you know, help them get promoted is, for me, is really, really important. I think the other element to this is funding. So, you know, whether it's with how we credit score people, which account for a lot of historical inequalities such as postcodes, which we know that people from BAME backgrounds are disproportionately more in lower socioeconomic environments, so therefore get negatively, adversely affected when it comes to things like credit. Founders, less than 2% of VC funding goes to females, but less than 1% goes to black or colored founders, which is a joke considering we know that they overrepresent in terms of performance. So I think those are the main three ways that businesses can start to try and tackle some of these inequality issues. And from a brand perspective, you know, this is going to reflect positively on brands, and it's going to reflect positively to their customers, it's going to reflect to their colleagues, and it's going to reflect to their investors and their other stakeholders. From an ESG perspective, the social element is probably going to become even more important going forward, and it's for that reason that I think everybody's watching. So thank you to everyone who's helped us get this far. Hopefully we're able to carry things even further forward.
Praise be the Lord.